I feel like I'm winning an Emmy. Yay! You are so sweet. I was in theater for I don't know how long, and I never got a standing ovation. Thank you. I have really missed you guys, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm trying so hard not to do that big ugly cry that Oprah talks about, so I'm gonna pull it together. Give me a minute. First of all, we look so good. You guys, the women in this room, we really put a lot of effort and energy into this. So I'd like to ask us all to give ourselves some applause because we look good. And it may surprise some of you who know me. There's a lot of friendly faces in here, and there's quite a few new faces in here, and that makes my heart sing because it's that make new friends and keep the old. One is silver and one is gold. For the new people in the room, I need to tell you just a little bit about me. I overshare. I love to tell you about what went wrong with my outfit. I love to tell you some things that I probably shouldn't tell total strangers. So for those of you who do know me, I want you to know I am Spanx free this year. And it feels great. There's something about cancer that just gives you that I don't even care attitude. Along with being a wife and mother, my time at Ronald McDonald House Charities has been, will always be, one of the greatest joys of my life. In fact, true story, and I'm gonna overshare now, my son, Charlie, was conceived the night of the 2011 McDazzle. So, you know how you look so good tonight? Just be careful. You know, just be a little careful. But seriously, serving as the executive director was such a gift to me because of all of these people involved. This is a people charity, and this is a charity where people band together when a family needs it the most, and they help each other get better. And that is what you folks have done for me this year. It's just further proof that this is a very, very special organization. The people I've met and worked with this charity over the years have legitimately made me better. And I have a few people who are in this room tonight that I absolutely have to thank. But before I do, the woman for whom this award is named, she made this night so beautiful and so special. She was so tirelessly dedicated to helping the families. But she's one of those people that also had a good business sense. This is a charity that is run like a business. We care, we give to the families, but we are so responsible with this money that you guys are all so generously sharing tonight. And Elizabeth understood that, so she was a role model to me. We had so much fun together. We would taste the menu together about 4 weeks before McDazzle, which is exactly why I always had to wear Spanx for this event, because we get a little too hardy with the tasting. Back to the folks who've come here tonight. I just want to shine a spotlight on a few people. At my table is Danielle Clore. She took a chance and hired me from out of town. And you guys know Lexington. We're pretty incestuous here in this town. And they, in a good way. But you know, taking a risk on an outsider is a big deal. And she did that for me. And I hope it paid off. I do. all of the people in this room who also volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House, at the Ronald McDonald Family Room. You're giving time that is a treasure, and it means so much to these families. And you're going to hear from a family later tonight who will tell you what those volunteers mean, having somebody to hold your hand and fill in the gaps because their family is still back home and couldn't make it to Lexington to help out. To all of you who are kind enough to generously donate, because you understand that although those volunteers are spreading love everywhere they go, this charity cannot run on love alone. And so your dollars are so incredibly important to keeping the lights on and the doors open. There are some board presidents who I served under in my 11 years, and they're here tonight. But one of them wins the prize for traveling the farthest. My dear sweet love, Rachel Zietlow, is here. She'd stand up. Yay. She came from Wisconsin to be here tonight. And true story, she helped get the Ronald McDonald Family Room open in 2009. Yay. Now, I don't know the statistics anymore because I'm not there, but I know that they have helped tens of thousands of families in that room because of that lady right there. Besides, she also has some of the prettiest hair I've ever seen in person, and I have hair envy post-chemo, so I think I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Kelly Healy. Move over. Rachel's in the room with that fabulous hair. But you're still pretty. You need to know that. There are some other executive directors from all around the region who came tonight, traveled from West Virginia and Dayton and Louisville and Cincinnati. I think I've got everybody, but if you guys would just wave, yay. These folks know exactly what it takes to run Ronald McDonald House Charities organization, and the fact that they took away from their busy jobs to come here tonight to support me just means the world to me. Thank you. I've learned so much from you guys over the years. Okay, this is where the Oprah cry could very well come in. If you haven't heard that term, Oprah cry. Oprah is the one who says, I just hate that big, ugly cry that happens when it all washes over you. And I'm wearing eye makeup for the first time in weeks tonight, so I don't want to screw it up. But I do have to say this, and I hope everybody's in the room right now. The Ronald McDonald House staff, their dedication, their patience, their compassion, and their leadership is unparalleled. And I got to lead, I got to learn, I got to love with them for 11 years. What a gift. This is why I won the career lottery. And so they're here. Just wave at me. It's Duncan Smith, Shannon Pettit, Rebecca Wren, Beth White, Mike Allen, and she better be in here, Sarah Jordan. Okay, yeah, baby. I love you guys so much. These are hard jobs. And these fancy evenings where we get to get dressed up for you people are really special, but it's not at all what we do for this charity. I want you to know we laugh, we cry, we sweat. That's probably my phone. I'm that girl. I forgot to shut off my phone. We have long nights, we make tough decisions. There is personal sacrifice with each one of these staff members, and they do it willingly. And they do it with a smile on their face. And I am honored to have been in the same office with them for all these years. So thank you. Ronald McDonald House Charities exists because there were families who needed a home away from home when their children were sick. We were born out of a need for families to have compassion and fellowship and to meet each other, not just the staff, but they make friends with one another. That's going to happen tonight on the dance floor. If this ambassador family, where are you? There you, okay. Well, I'll know you by the end of the night, for sure. But you're going to know some other families who are here too, and it's really sweet. Those families are there because they're in the middle of a really big crisis, something they never anticipated, something they never hoped for or planned for. But the one thing they may not realize that they are doing when they're with us is they are teaching us something too. I learned so much from families who showed me determination, courage, faith. And in the spirit of faith, you're going to hear from a young man in just a moment, right? The Elliott family has been an amazing inspiration to me. And I don't want to spoil anything, but little Reed and I were both going through a crisis last year at the same time. And because of Facebook, I was able to cheer him on, and he was turning around and he was cheering me on. An 8-year-old boy cheering me on. Just the greatest thing. So I just want to thank all of those families that taught me so much and just wouldn't let me give up. You just can't give up when you have families like that. So now I'm talking about cancer for just a minute. I know, I'm not going to bring the room down with sadness, but I do have to mention that the man who saved my life is sitting at my table, and his name is Dr. Hildebrandt. So he's kind of a big deal to me, and I hope you will introduce yourself to him and say thank you on behalf of me and my family. And then there was a woman I met while I was over there that runs the music therapy program. Her name is Jennifer Payton. She's here tonight, and hello! She filled my hospital room with song, and some of you know that I was a musical theater major in college, and boy, we just tore up some Les Mis and a chorus line and a bunch of crazy songs that were probably wildly inappropriate for a bone marrow transplant wing, and I didn't even care. We just sang them at the top of our voice like nobody was listening, which is how most of my songs are. Nobody's listening. And there's a person out in this world tonight who anonymously said, yeah, I'll give somebody my bone marrow, somebody I don't know, and can't possibly understand what it means to them, but I'd like to thank the anonymous bone marrow donor who is filling me right now with enough bone marrow to be able to stand here amongst you tonight and live another day to be a wife and mother. I got a table of girlfriends from college here tonight, and you guys know you can't talk about it, right? You can't talk about the unspeakable things that happened when you were in college, so I won't. And you won't either. Okay. You know, in college, there are nights things get a little crazy, and you need somebody to hold your hair back. These girls did that. And then jump forward 25 years later, and they swept my hair off the floor and held my hand. And I'm really grateful for it. Because between them and my sweet family, my mother Kirsten, my niece Sophia, my sister Kirsten, I got 2 Kirstens. We just loved it so much, we did it twice. My family became members of a very unique and frankly super miserable club last year, and that is what it is to be in love with someone who is suffering from cancer. I pointed these folks out, but I wanted to thank them for holding my hand, blotting my tears, and helping me find humor. They taught me that as a child, and I hung on to that humor throughout. So if you ever saw my Facebook pages or my Caring Bridge, that humor came from that lady with the white hair right there. That's all her fault. She is funny as hell, I gotta tell you. She's just the greatest. She's 80 years old too. She just turned 80, so. Oh, yay. Also at my table is Lucy Waterbury and Laura Wolfram, who came to visit me every night. Laura Wolfram made me the most delicious meals, and Lucy Jet Waterbury, she'd just come in and go, so what are we doing today? Are we doing some chemo? Are we gonna get some platelets? What's gonna happen? What do I need to do? She just kept me laughing. It was always we too, which I think is a good thing to think about. It was we are in this together, and she was right. So many of you in this room jumped forward and became #TeamSarah. It was my sister's idea, just weeks into my diagnosis, to start a hashtag to get people rallied on social media. So I became friends with a lot of you last year. I got to know you so well because of that. And Kirsten, I'm so grateful that you started that, and the fundraising page that's helping us pay for my medical bills is just amazing. So back to the Legacy of Love Award. When you take a job, you do hope you're going to leave a legacy, right? What's the point of having a career or taking a job if you don't think you're going to leave an impression or a mark? And I had hoped that those things would be things like when we renovated all the guest rooms at the Ronald McDonald House and made them so beautiful, or building partnerships with sponsors like the new sponsors in the room and the old sponsors in this room. That's what I thought my legacy was going to be. In fact, I even thought a little bit of my legacies would be to tell you about all of my wardrobe malfunctions that happened the night of McDazzle. And maybe that is my legacy to some extent, because you guys have reminded me all night about these stories. But what I came to realize is that none of us can possibly know what our legacy is or what it can be. We are making our legacy every single day. And it is every life you touch. It's every person that you see suffering and you just take a moment to give them a hug or let them know that you can hear them and see them. It is everybody you've ever moved to do something or to feel something. And it is not just one thing. So I want to thank you, all of you, those I know and those I don't, but I will by the end of the night, for leaving your legacy inside of me. Thank you for being so generous with your smiles and your laughter and your hugs and your tears over the years. Every year at the end of any presentation I gave when I was executive director, I threatened to do something. And I was never brave enough to do it. And I don't think I am exactly brave enough to do it tonight, but I did threaten to sing. We were in the car today with my niece and my sister and my mom, and we did carpool karaoke like James Corden. So we just put in a song and we're all like, you know. And we did the song Wicked, a song from Wicked. And it's, the words from this song are so special. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Do you guys know this song? I might make you sing it with me if you know it, so you better not nod. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Thank you all so much. Thank you.